I like the warning sign.
Yeah.
See?
It's official.
Oh shit!
Uh,
Here we
Gotta
go
make that
again.
shit
Let's
known.
get a drink.
he's like, yo, we're about to say some shit.
Yeah, some shit might be said.
Some shit might be said.
Just gotta prep them. Don't take it too seriously, you know?
No, of course.
And plus, opinions change over time, so don't lock me into what I said.
Absolutely.
There you go. You can always change an opinion. It's the beliefs that get you.
Beliefs change.
I think it's harder to change a belief than an opinion.
You guys seen Inside Out 2?
Not yet.
Nah, not yet.
Nah.
Takes a lot
Really
to
good?
change beliefs, but you could change beliefs.
Oh, that's
Yo, I watched that shit in 40X, and I swear to God, I had anxiety when anxiety took control, bro. That shit was so
shit.
immersive.
Yeah,
That's real?
such a trip of a concept for a kid's film, bro. And it's like, yo,
Yeah,
it's like
dog.
there's a sequel to this shit, and it's like I heard it. Some people are saying it's better than part one.
I've heard that.
I agree, which is rare for Disney movies, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right. Definitely.
that's what's up.
I haven't even seen part one though.
You
Watch that shit after this.
Yeah,
Neither.
take
Fire
an
Disney
edible and
Plus
watch it.
tomorrow.
It hits harder.
Fire up Disney Plus after this,
Yeah.
and just let it ride, dude.
don't watch it in an emotional state because you will end up crying at the end.
It is one of the better Pixar movies.
All right, you guys ready?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, let me read this one. Warning: the conversations in this podcast are performed by the Caveman. For your safety and the protection of those around you, please do not attempt to take anything you hear too seriously on the show. Low-key, we're all competing to see who could read it the best.
Oh yeah.
That was up there.
Yeah, that was a
up
good
there.
reading. That was a good reading there.
Yeah.
Booga.
Fucking
It seems like you were
popcorn
like
class.
practicing it for a while.
Hey, what's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the cave. It's me, Joe Reezy. I'm here with the Caveman and the guys from Pulling These on the show, bringing you the Cave Podcast. I got Zach, I got Q, I got Mel, I got Big L, I got Freddie.
Yo.
And before we get started, make sure you guys check out our website at cave.com. That's K4V3.com. And if you're watching this live and want to join a community filled with crazy ass people like you and me, check out our Discord link in the comments. But if you're listening to this later or watching this later, you can check out our link on our website, cave.com. That's K4V3.com. Guys, what's up? What's going on?
What up,
bro?
Yeah.
Full house, Friday night.
Yes.
Last
sir.
time we talked, we
Yeah.
made a lot of predictions about Deadpool and Multiverse of Madness. Now that those movies have passed, we get to meet up, reunite, talk about what happened in between, and catch up.
Yes.
So, where do we begin? It's been crazy. I feel like
sir.
it was a shuffle up until the Deadpool and Wolverine movie came out. I feel like after that movie, personally, I feel like it's headed towards the right direction.
Yeah.
But then they fucking brought out the RDJ coming out as Doom.
Yo,
What a curveball.
I'm not
bro.
hating on that though.
I think
My man.
it stole spotlight from Deadpool and Wolverine a little bit. You know what I mean? What do you
Yeah,
guys
for
think?
sure.
Let's start there?
You know what's funny about that? Because I watched this Saturday night on the first weekend, the same day as Marvel's panel and Comic-Con. So we came out the theater. It was like 1:00, I think. And I'm looking at my phone and I'm seeing Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom. And I was like, nah, this is some bullshit. I'm like, this shit makes no sense. Because I was such at a high at that, like after watching the movie, you know what I mean? Like I was like in a good mood and shit like that. And I don't know, man. That news was, I was kind of like, I'm like, what? And I'm like, how does that work? And I'm like, nah, bro, not Doom, bro, not Doom. I wasn't a fan of that casting, man, to be honest. But yeah, like that kind of ruined the movie for me because I was like, damn, this news is kind of crazy right now. Just to like, because you know we were dead silent for the whole movie. We didn't look at our phones, nothing. So when I left, I was like, oh shit, this is crazy right now. I don't know how I feel about this.
Right.
Yeah, one thing that was mentioned that I agree with is, first of all, I'd like for Doom to reveal his face very minimally on screen, right? Second of all, if you go that route, then why even cast RDJ as Doom? You know what I mean?
Right.
Just cast a low-key voice actor, I feel like.
Right. Somebody random.
Yeah, and
yeah.
that's another thing. Like, come on, give someone else a chance, bro. Like, you
Yeah.
literally are like Marvel
Honestly,
Jesus, technically.
I'm definitely
You're
a little
Marvel
biased.
Jesus.
I'm definitely biased because I like RDJ a lot for sure in the MCU. But you know, ever since that news came out, there's been a lot of videos showing like the comic history of like that actually happening.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, there is a story where Tony Stark and what's his name? What's Doom's actual name?
Victor
Von
Von
Doom.
Oh, right. So there's a story where that actually happens between the two of them. I'm pulling these, Freddie. Do you guys know it?
Yeah. I heard of it.
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar with the story, but I know that of it.
Yeah. So
same.
basically, and this is an old story already, but basically, Von Doom does something where he tricks Tony Stark, and they swap bodies. So basically, you know, their whole conscience swaps bodies.
Right.
That's basically that story.
So apparently,
you know, it
in
does
that
make sense.
in that universe, it's Tony Stark and Doom that are roommates, rivals, instead of Mr. Fantastic and Doom.
Yeah.
But my thing is, dog, like every villain is tied to Iron Man, Tony Stark. Like we have to put Doctor Doom. You know, we have to make him connected with him too. Come on, bro.
That was like a joke, right? For a while, that's why everybody hated some people hated the MCU Spider-Man because he was too connected to Iron Man because he was just like some say Iron Man Jr. or whatever. You know, I didn't feel that way, but like I could see why people felt that way. And with this news also, it's like, yeah, you know, there is a Tony Stark in the alternate universe that is Doctor Doom. But I'm like, damn, I want to see fucking Victor Von Doom. You know what I mean? I want to see that motherfucker on there. Because, you know, like you said too, like I'm like, if he's coming back to be Doom, the only way it could work for me is like he never takes the mask off.
Yeah,
that's the only way. Because I'm like,
and then there's like a big reveal at the end or something. Because why do it unless you're not going to build it up? You know?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm like, even with that, like you already know it's gonna be Robert Downey Jr. But like, or they could hit us with a surprise and just have him
surprise,
or some
dog.
shit.
Yeah.
How much harder would have it hit if like Captain America punched him in the face, his mask came off, and then it revealed it was RDJ? You know, I feel like that would have been accepted better than this.
Yeah. But now I was like, damn, he's gonna do like an Eastern European accent too now and shit, or is he not? I'm like, what's going on? I'm like,
he's from Sokovia now, bro. He's not from that.
Yeah, because that's been like the rumor for a while, right? He's gonna take over Sokovia and make it
Latveria.
Yeah.
Man, one thing I do like the angle that they could go to is the fleet of Ultrons that he made in the second Avengers could be the Doom bots that we end up seeing.
Oh yeah.
I would be interested to see that in action scenes depicted, but other than that, I feel like, you know, I would see. I'd like to see that with another actor besides RDJ, but who knows?
Yeah.
At this point, like I said, after what they did with Deadpool and Wolverine, I'm confident with the direction that they're going. I'll leave it at that. You know what I'm saying?
It felt like a new spark for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, like, you know, my preference would have been a totally different actor, but you know, I'm gonna give it a chance.
Plus, I trust the Russo brothers. You know,
you have to give it a chance because of the goodwill that they've built over the last decade and a half.
Russo brothers, like, oh my god, it's like
you have to almost just like kind of disregard all the questions because they're gonna get answered, right? But the fact of the matter is, we could have gone with someone else for Doom, but why not just go with a guaranteed lock dude that's going to put asses in seats and get everybody excited for these movies again amidst the whole Jonathan Major stuff? Like, this just almost erases it completely. And they have a lot of room for creativity now because the multiverse is wide open. So that, like, I personally, I saw that, I freaked out, and I'm like, let's go 100%. Didn't even question anything because I got that excitement again for like future MCU projects. Other than just like the nerd stuff that, you know, all the multiversal stuff that is going over people's heads. But like, this is now, all right, everyone's going to get excited again. It's going to be fun.
Right.
Oh hell yeah, yeah. It definitely has people talking. Like damn, where I was gonna go with this? Like with the Doom stuff, it's just like it'll be wild because Kang did so dirty, like in Ant-Man, and like he was supposed to be the big bad. Now it'll be fucked up if they start like Doomsday with like Doom just going around the multiverse, just offering Kangs and shit. And it's
that'd be cool.
It might be cool, but my dad was fucked up. Like Kang, like Kang's such a great character that is like, damn, it sucks that he has to be wasted like that. But it's like whatever, I get it. And also I have to remember like the mainstream audience is like bigger than the comic book audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So most people don't give a shit. Most people are just excited to see Robert Downey Jr. back in the MCU. They're like, fuck it, let's just do this. I'm gonna be entertained.
100%.
Yeah, but like, how are you gonna try to dumb it down when you have different characters playing different characters? It's like, don't you ask more questions? Like, how is he Doom, bro? You know?
So
and then you look at
ask,
Doom and you're like, what the fuck?
If you ask more questions, then that leaves like more room for Marvel to answer them and create more content. So I feel like it's like a win-win.
More shows, more comics and more games, I guess.
More tie-ins, more merch.
Plus, I'm sure this wasn't some shit that like happened overnight. They've probably been scheming this for like years already.
I'm glad.
I feel like it happened like out of the blue, though. Honestly,
yeah.
I'm glad you brought up Jonathan Majors because another angle that I do see why they go this route is because of the shock factor of it. It totally eclipses Jonathan Majors being replaced because it's like, what, RDJ? Oh my god!
Oh yeah.
It's a whole different narrative. It's a whole different debate. It's a whole different conversation. You almost forget about Kang. It's crazy that people forget that Ant-Man took him down 1v1.
No, we're super ants. You can't forget about the super ants.
Don't sleep on ants, man. Don't sleep on ants.
Hey, those fuckers are strong, right? Like
my man was here,
strongest thing on the earth.
My man was conquering multiverses, but got taken out by ants and shit. Like, come on, man.
Pound for pound,
like, you
man.
fucked them up. Like, why did you Kang? Like, once it was announced that his first appearance was gonna be in the Ant-Man movie, I'm like, why the fuck would you do that? Like, why?
Yeah.
Because he was supposed to kill Ant-Man, but I don't know what they got trigger shy, bro.
They pushed it out, dude. Man. That would have been like, yo, that's crazy. Like they killed dude in his own fucking movie. Like,
that would be crazy.
But isn't the good thing that they didn't do that? Because now they could just wipe him off, right?
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, obviously for us, like that sucks for a character of that magnitude. But at the same time, they kind of gave themselves an easy out now.
Well,
for sure.
Great. I love where this is going because there's a new theory too that Iron Man is the 616 anchor being, and so since he died, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is starting to fall apart. That's why the movies have been kind of subpar.
Sure.
What do you guys think about it? Have you guys heard of that? It's a creative alibi. I like it. You know what I mean? But cop out, I think. You know what I mean?
I was like, yo, we've been putting out shit for a minute because, Tony Stark died.
They were purposely bad.
Yeah.
To emphasize the fact that they're anchor bands.
Right.
That's the ticket.
It's a good way to cover up all the experimental storylines they went with for Disney Plus to roll out these shows that,
Yeah, I mean,
we somewhat like. I mean, I cared about WandaVision, but like I said,
most of them were good.
Yeah. I feel dumb. I've never rewatched WandaVision, but I care so much.
I get it.
Bits and pieces. Like right before Multiverse of Madness, I went back and watched bits and pieces.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the What If was really good, though. I thought it was excellent.
Yeah.
All the What If episodes, like those were sick.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept. I kind of wish they would have kept it more with the comic book stuff instead of like going MCU with it, like doing What If based on the MCU universe.
Yeah,
because that's like limited to what you could do, really. You know what I mean? They had fucking Happy Hogan get superpowers. They're like in the episode. You're like,
They're showing some love to Jon Favreau for that.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that I did notice is that they're pretty on par with the concept is pretty on par with like Tales of the Jedi. What they're doing. Each episode is its own. It's like a mini movie. So I get that that's kind of like what they're doing. It makes sense since they're both owned by Disney.
Yeah, it's a hack that they own both, man.
They own a lot.
Monopoly for show. Well, I also mentioned that their licenses are expiring for a lot of their characters, like Winnie the Pooh, Mickey Mouse. So they're really having to double down with Marvel and Star Wars. And I think they're going to go and make a huge effort to try to pick up Dragon Ball Z, bro. Straight the fuck up.
That'd be some shit, dude. That'd be dope.
Pixar Dragon Ball Z, dog?
Yeah.
Are you
That might
not
be
like
sick. That might be really sick.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
that'd be
saying,
wild,
dude.
bro. That'd be crazy.
That might be really
They would have to
sick,
do
for
it
sure.
right though. I've seen a couple Dragon Ball Z movies where they're like try to do it like real person. And
I've seen
They were
one.
whack as hell.
Shit.
They weren't
I've
very
seen
good.
some on YouTube that are subpar. Like they almost got it.
Nah, this one was like an actual movie that's been out. Like,
Yo, that
Yeah,
one was
Dragon Ball.
universally hated, bro. I think even Stevie Wonder said that shit was whack.
So, do you think if Disney ends up with Dragon Ball Z, do you think they'll like start over, reboot, or like continue with the story that they got going on now?
You'd have to reboot. I think that leaves them an opportunity to take creative liberties. I don't think we would.
Movies.
You guys know I'm a conspiracy theorist, so I think
Nah, really?
chronologically how things are playing out with Akira Toriyama passing away, Daima coming out, I think they're waiting to see how things play out before they decide whether they, restart everything. They go with Daima's storyline or they pick certain segments, let's start with the Saiyan saga and just make that its own world type shit. You know what I mean?
right.
So I don't know. I think, and plus, isn't there a theme park opening up in Saudi Arabia that's like fully Dragon Ball Z themed?
That's
Yeah,
wild.
I did not know that.
Yeah, duh. Fuck its own section. Let's just make our whole theme park based on it, right?
That's
That
smart.
fucking oil money, bro. You fucking making Dragon Ball theme parks out there.
Really?
It's crazy how that franchise almost rivals all of Disney because I was doing a deep dive on Dragon Ball Z shit, and it's funny. I did a study. There's a study that actually broke down that the crime rate goes down in Mexico when there's a new Super episode because they have viewing parties and everybody goes to that shit. So there's no one out committing crimes.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
And it's funny because if you watch Dragon Ball Z, like everyone and their moms during like the cell games and the tournaments, they're all glued to the TV watching that shit. So it even transcends like the manga or the show.
Yo, man, they gotta do their torturing in another room and they just take a break for a while. Yeah, just watch some Dragon Ball Z. Be like, we'll get back to you after this.
Yeah, those hostages get a break and they get to watch it too. They're like, it's funny, man. But I wouldn't be surprised if Disney takes over, and I feel like I haven't seen the new Pat. I know you saw the new Star Wars show.
Acolyte.
It's too much for me to take in all of Marvel because I haven't even seen a Loki season 2 all the way yet, and then go into all of Star Wars.
There's so much. But I mean, like, I'm definitely a Star Wars fan, but I don't know if this is like a story that came from the books because there's a shit ton of Star Wars books. But I enjoyed the series for sure, and from like how it ended. I'm pretty sure there's definitely going to be a season 2. Did any of you guys see The Acolyte?
Oh yeah, I caught it.
What'd you think about it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Like I enjoyed the whole concept of it because I'm like, it's fun because it's like you're like having these theories about who's who, what's going on, and stuff like that.
Right.
And the action scenes, like the lightsaber fights alone, it's just like, yo, that's some crazy stuff, man. Like that's like some best stuff I've seen in a while in a Star Wars film or TV show. Mm-hmm. And also the villain, like the main dude, it's just like great acting, like from his part. The writing's kind of corny, like some dialogue is kind of, Star Wars, so the dialogue is gonna be kind of choppy and wooden sometimes, but it's I enjoyed it, me personally. Like it starts off slow, but once I think episode 3, that's when things starts to pick up. For sure, yeah, definitely. I think it would work better as a show if it was like if all the episodes were released at the same time. That would have helped the show a lot, I think. Yeah, for sure, and stuff like that. So. Yeah, and the cast was really good too, though. The people they chose to be in it, a lot of big names in there. But yeah, I mean, who knows what's going to happen with the next, installment of that? Sure.
They need to come out with a backstory for the Knights of Ren and Kylo Ren. I feel like that's the highly anticipated project.
Well, with the Acolyte is like, I don't, because like they plant seeds in it. I don't know if you heard like
the music, right?
Yeah, the music. They'll use Kylo Ren's music in certain scenes with the dude fighting and whatever. And you know, maybe there's some theories that that's the beginning. Right? We're witnessing the first Knight of Ren type of stuff, and it's cool. It's cool. Like that stuff. That's like the best part of Star Wars for me too. Is trying to figure out what's going on, the storylines, who's going to betray who, because there's like a lot of turns in this show that I'm like, damn, this is crazy. And you can see why the Jedi starts to, the Order starts to lose its power over the years. By the time the prequels come out, it's pretty much they're done.
Yeah, which is like I think several hundred years before Episode 1 is where this series takes place. So at this like point in time, the Jedi are like at their like the peak of like their power. So it opens up a lot of doors for different stories to happen like in that series.
Yeah, but just going back to Marvel, I think where Disney's at with Star Wars is they're making loose ends that they're going to tie later on with future projects. I feel like in Marvel, they're starting to tie up the loose ends with, obviously the lead up to Secret Wars. But one of the loose ends, I feel like going back to RDJ as Doom, that I think they're going to tie that was rumored around Multiverse of Madness is Tom Cruise coming to the Marvel universe as Iron Man, Superior Iron Man.
Yo,
I think it's gonna happen, bro.
That's my Channing Tatum as Gambit moment. Like I want to see it, but I just want to see it for that one movie alone, and that's it. Like I don't want to see it
for sure.
Like I'm good on that.
Yo, I'm even down if like it's not even really him, and they do the Brad Pitt route like they did in Deadpool 2, where they just have his face on a CGI Iron Man body. I'm down to see that.
That'll be funny.
But RDJ is Doom. Like I said, I'm not even just to cap it off. I did say that it's interesting that they put out the body switching angle, like you mentioned, because there is that body switching angle between Wolverine and Spider-Man too. So to MCU-ify what's going on in Marvel and give that storyline to Doom and Iron Man, I feel like would be pretty interesting. But speaking of cameos, speaking of switching up actors, let's go to Deadpool 3. Yo, Henry Cavill as Wolverine. Is that shit confirmed, or was that just like an Easter egg, bro? What the fuck? I heard he had some kind of like lung complication from fucking like taking the role too seriously and smoking that cigar for like 8 hours.
Apparently that was a real cigar.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, the healing factor doesn't fucking transition to real life, bro, but whatever. Is that shit real or what?
No, like that was like a great cameo because I think it was like the same thing like with Jim as Mr. Fantastic from The Office, because so many people fan casted him as Mr. Fantastic. They want him as Mr. Fantastic, so Marvel was like, I'm gonna give you him as Mr. Fantastic but just for this one movie and that's it. And I think that's the same thing that's going on with Cavill because people really wanted him as Wolverine in the MCU. I think he could be a little less bulky, like, tone it down a bit, but I think he'll make an interesting Wolverine. Like, that would have been interesting to see. Like, his cameo, I was like, oh, shit. Like, it works. It works. Like, he could pull it off if he tries.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a fan of that. But I don't know if it's going to be, like, the official one, though. I don't know if they go in that route or go in like an unknown actor or something like that.
Yeah, a lot of times that works out better. But all the cameos in Deadpool were fucking sick, though. I mean, I love seeing Wesley Snipes in there, and that
was surprising to me too.
Yeah. I mean, that was a big surprise for me, but I loved it because when growing up, those movies were fucking sick. Mm-hmm. So,
Blade 2 was forever. It's classic.
Isn't it the story that Blade is like basically what kept Marvel alive? Like, those movies are like what Save Marvel is from what I heard.
There's been
Spider-Man. There's been differing opinions about that.
Yeah, it depends on who you talk to, I think.
Yeah. But I heard like since Marvel sold the rights to like all these different studios, that Blade was technically the first movie that came out from that sale to come out and be a successful franchise for them. So that kind of set off like, oh, that was a Marvel comic. Because, some people will say like, oh, most people went to see it because it was a vampire movie. Was it because it was a comic book movie or whatever? But I'm like, people saw the Spider-Man cartoons and they know about Blade. So he's going to have his audience too. So I kind of think that, in my opinion, Blade started off like the whole comic book, movement, movies, that movement.
Yeah, I would
like
agree with that
one.
for sure.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, when I first watched Blade, did not know it was Marvel. I definitely thought it was just a vampire movie and it was dope. And then
Wesley Snipes came out on the screen and my dad was like, what the fuck? It's like Blade and Marvel. I'm like, yeah, you didn't know. I think a lot of people were surprised. But it is genius to go with the vampire route when vampires were really popping around that time. So W Marvel.
Yeah,
W Marvel.
Of course.
Gambit was dope.
Yeah.
We did call that on the last one, so kudos to us. That was fun. I think Channing Tatum had a little too much fun playing that role. I think he's campaigning for an actual Gambit movie. Which,
of course.
I don't know. People, how do you guys think he did as Gambit? Would you guys be interested in seeing a full-on Gambit arc?
If he wasn't so playful, maybe if it's not so playful.
No, Channing Tatum.
His action scenes were dope, but yeah.
It seems like he was the comedic relief in this version of it.
Yeah. That's what I was getting. Yeah. Like, he was cool. Like, all his scenes, I was cracking up, bro. All his scenes were great. Like, I enjoyed everything he was in. I don't know if he could pull off a whole movie as Gambit. I thought the costume was kind of cosplay, a little too cosplay for me. Like, it could have been like, it felt like he had like a fat chain on. It looked like he had a fat chain on for a minute, like, with a silver ring around his costume, around his neck area. But it was entertaining. It was good to see him like pretty much have his audition for Gambit shown to the public. You know what I mean? Because I know there was like a passion project of his to get that movie done.
Yeah.
But if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. And like, this was like a goodbye letter to the Fox universe anyway. So let's just keep it there in the Fox
I haven't finished this yet, but I feel like X-Men 97 kind of started that fire for this movie too, because like, have you guys finished it or are you up to date? Yeah, I mean, like, the big moments that Cyclops and Gambit have had, especially Gambit. I mean, like, I didn't know he could get down like that. Like
Omega Mutant, bro.
Yeah, I didn't know that until that scene. A lot of videos came out, like, on his backstory, but that was pretty sick to see him pop off like that.
Yeah.
They're probably that's momentum going forward.
Yeah, because I know like a lot of people that watched 97 were like, the guy in the fandom really got like hyped up to see him like finally get his due, like so many of those characters did on that show. You know what I mean? So there was a lot of people introduced to Gambit and what he could do, so that got people excited for it. So showing Gambit here, that was kind of like, this is like, wait. I was expecting a lot, because 97 kind of ruined Gambit for me, because I was expecting him to do a lot of way more cool shit in the movie than in the cartoon. But he just kept it with the playing cards and the staff, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he could have been more creative with it.
Yeah,
I feel like, well, first of all, fuck Rogue. I just started watching 97, and that episode after she fucked over Gambit, when he was dying, the last word she said to him was, "I can't feel you." Yo, he went to hell, bro. There's no way I'm echoing those words in my head, going to the next life, going to heaven, bro. I'd be thinking some bad thoughts after hearing that shit. But
oh man,
I feel like Gambit could have single-handedly taken down like most of those people in the Void if he was at his true potential. Am I wrong? Like, isn't he like one of the strong? Well, besides Cassandra, right?
Yeah.
Cassandra probably would have put up a fight. But
I mean, that's like, because Johnny Storm is up there too. Like, his capabilities in the comics is pretty high up there too. But I feel like in the movies, they never, just for the sake of like the story, like they never really give them their true potential right off top.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
I agree with that.
let's get into Deadpool. First of all, if Henry Cavill's Wolverine was almost a trial for that role, just like Krasinski's trial for Mr. Fantastic, I feel like it was more successful than that trial. Right?
What the
Kind of as Mr. John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, I felt like that trial was a failure. I feel like people would be more excited to see Cavill as Wolverine than John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic.
Okay,
But it's kind of
that's
biased
true.
because I feel like Krasinski had more lines than Cavill did as Wolverine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He also fucking died too.
Yeah.
Right.
That's where I wanted to go with it. Every
Yeah.
Fantastic Four who's returned in the MCU has gotten shredded, bro.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this? Is this a build-up for the MCU Fantastic Four? Or
Kevin Feige's revenge, bro. Kevin Feige's like,
Erase
fuck
them
this
all.
shit. Like these guys are garbage.
Yeah.
We're gonna show you the real deal now.
I think
Wait.
also bringing Johnny Storm back as Chris Evans is a warm-up to bring RDJ in as Doctor Doom. So there's also that,
In a way,
warm-up of seeing one of the main Avengers as somebody else and not being surprised. So there's that.
Yeah, I didn't think of that that way. I'm so glad that I didn't go with the Captain America route too, just because I was like, it hasn't been that long yet for us to be like, all right, we want let's give Brave New World a chance before we fucking want Chris Evans back as with the shield and shit.
Right.
Yeah. Please.
Yeah, I'm excited for Brave New World. I think it's
Me too.
I think it's going to be
Yeah.
good.
Oh hell yeah!
Mhm.
We're getting the Red Hulk, man. Like that's it, bro. We're getting
We're getting an adamantium, baby.
adamantium
Yeah.
too, apparently. So that's gonna be some cool stuff to watch on screen. Hopefully, hopefully it lands. Hopefully, I don't fuck it up.
Right.
Right.
And there's also
Also-
the Thunderbolts coming out.
Mhm.
So there is some good shit to look forward to in the next year and so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ton of good. Almost too much though, right? Like Fantastic Four is rumored to have Galactus as the enemy. Like I just feel
Did
like
you guys saw the footage that was like leaked out from Comic-Con?
Yeah.
was Galactus peeking out of like a window or something?
He was like peeking
Yeah.
inside into the building and stuff. Like, oh
Yep.
shit! Like,
Dog,
yeah,
it looks like they got him right too,
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see that too.
Yeah, of course, bro. Like, this is like what comic book movies should be, like that crazy, goofy shit. Like, when you try to make sure like realistic, oh, Galactus is a fucking cloud for some reason. Like, oh, like, yeah, like just give us a dude in a purple outfit, just like a giant, like out there in the streets.
Yeah. Glad they didn't make him like a constellation,
Yeah,
Hey, don't get any ideas,
cloud,
Marvel.
bro.
Don't get any
I
ideas.
swear to God. Nah, that's why Marvel's like, yo, fuck these films.
I told my friend right after the movie, I said, if this is an indication of how Secret Wars is going to be, then I'm fucking down because I don't know. I felt like the cameos were pretty well done and balanced in Deadpool
Oh,
3. How did you guys feel about the movie as a whole? Let's get into Deadpool 3 right now.
It was great, man. I mean, it was awesome. For me, like, so I saw it Friday that week it came out, and even I mean the whole theater was popping too. Like, there were like multiple like rounds of applause, and the whole theater was hype. It's nice. It's cool when everybody's like on the same page.
Yeah.
And so the whole experience was great for me. It felt like Endgame, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's how
agree.
it felt. I mean, I'm not going to say it was the movie's on the same level, but yeah.
It was definitely one of the more fun and enjoyable movie experiences I've had, especially with superhero movies.
Mhm.
And probably the best movie experience since No Way Home.
Yeah, it's comparable.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there hasn't been
Yeah.
that many great movies since then. So
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, there's-
yeah.
Yeah. And there was the movie was just had a great balance of like comedy and action.
Mhm.
Also, like, that first scene where he finds Logan's skeleton.
Dude,
That was like sick, dude.
fucked me up, dude.
But
Yeah.
like he's like making you laugh the whole entire time though, like so fucking sick. You know, that's that's what I expected with Deadpool, and I feel like I got exactly what I wanted out of it.
I don't know when the last time you guys have seen Logan was, but I saw it the day before I went and watched.
I saw it that week. I watched it. Yeah.
That took me by surprise for sure.
Yeah.
Super shocked.
You're like, oh man, what are you doing with the skeleton? Like, oh man.
Yeah.
Like, come on, guys. I just
Straight-
saw this movie. Like,
Straight pissed on that movie, yo.
Bro, they really did. But in like a tasteful Deadpool way.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he does bye.
Right.
Yeah.
Bye.
That shit was
You had this greedy Wolverine story, and like the next time you see like references like fucking Insane's blasting in the background. Wow, he's just desecrating the whole fucking burial site and skeleton and
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
that
even-
Marvel was the MCU was very pitting this fucking movie, bro.
Oh yeah.
And then they put them back together too, just for that scene at the end of that shot. That's hilarious. It's so
Yo,
good.
Even that scene when you know, like they threw him the birthday party, and the TVA shows up.
Oh yeah, the
It's like
dialogue
they're
with
like,
TVA.
Yeah,
Strippers.
shit's so funny, dude.
It's like Peggy's
Oh yeah.
new to me.
So good.
It is for Disney.
Yeah, a lot of good fourth wall breaks for sure.
Hey, and they danced around the cocaine stipulation too, as much as
that
they
was
could, which
fucking
was
awesome.
hilarious. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. Like me personally, I enjoyed the movie. I had a great time. You know, I'm gonna be that guy right now, and I blame Freddie for this because he gave me a gummy. So that shit made me like overanalyze shit right now. And I wish there was more of an MCU connection. And what I mean by that is like more interaction with the characters. Like like this is pretty much like a Fox movie set basically in an MCU, but like it's lightly touched upon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I would have liked to see more, like not like even like Captain America or something. Like maybe he could have like the Hulk. Like I would have loved to see more of the Hulk, you know, versus Wolverine. You know what I mean? Like don't tease that shit and not
Dude.
have it happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like, and this is like just little nitpicks that I have, but like, you know, like I said, you know, I was just mad focused on this fucking movie for some reason.
I was
And
like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, because like with the Wolverine in the brown costume, I told Freddie on our podcast that shit would have hit more if he had the fucking mask on. Like, yo, it would have been like, yo, if he was had the fucking mask on, same scene would have hit harder.
And the reflection.
Oh my god! But you know they
You're
wanted-
right, but I can't believe we got Brown Wolverine either.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's true. At
I
least
was
we
like,
got it.
holy
Listen,
shit!
yeah,
we got
That
that.
was so sick.
after 27 years of horrible X-Men movies, like my heart was full of joy watching this movie. Like I said,
Oh yeah.
like I just felt like, you know, I wanted this more to have more of an effect on the MCU. Like I thought like this was going to be like an introduction for the mutants in the MCU. Like that would have like planted the seed for it, but it was like nothing mentioned at all. And another friend of ours was just like, oh, you know, this is like pretty much their goodbye to the Fox universe.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I understand that.
That's
but
a
at
good
the
way to
same-
say that.
Yeah, but at the same time too, you know, it's just like even with at the end, like he goes back to his universe. He goes back to the Fox universe. He doesn't come to the MCU. He just he just ends up saving his universe for that reason. You know what I mean? And like no other X-Men, we're not gonna get Cyclops in like comic accurate costumes, Storm at least. Like
Right.
nobody else pops up. Even when Logan goes back to Deadpool's universe, they all chill in Cyclops. Colossus is there, but like nobody else. Like
Right.
you couldn't get Halle Berry, nobody like that. You know, like I said, it's like little nitpicks
One of the
like that.
Spider-Mans.
Well, because they had to
Yeah.
pay for Henry Cavill, like so. They
Yo,
didn't have
that's
enough
true. The budget too,
money in
but at the same
budget.
time, like I felt like that scene when like Deadpool was like doing like that Spider-Man whip sound with the webbing and shit like that. I saw that in the trailer and I thought like, oh shit, like you know they're gonna have some crazy Spider-Man shit going on, and afterwards
Right.
that's him afterwards being like, oh that shit was so cool. But I'm like, yo, you're gonna do that for no reason? Like you're gonna have that in the movie for no reason?
Yeah, because you know, in the comics, there's like a lot of storylines where like he says that Peter Parker's like his best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have
so-
some kind of weird friendship them too as well.
Yeah.
But am I tripping? There was a set photo of Cyclops in comic accurate costume in the Void. Might have been Photoshop. I don't know, but I'll try to send it to you guys if I find it. But yeah, I think you're right. The only really tie-in to the MCU was Happy and the TVA.
And
right?
it was that brief little Thor scene.
Yeah, and the Thor twos or whatever and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Where's Thor crying?
Yeah.
Like I would like that
great,
stuff like that. Like how funny would it have been like just have a scene with Thor for some reason and just like him and Deadpool just having a moment
That'd be
together.
so funny.
Instead of just watching it on the screen. Like, oh, that would have been more cool. Like it was like they were like, all right, we're in an MCU now, but let's just handle this stuff first. But I'm like, I really didn't feel like they had to in a way because I'm like, not for nothing, like the Fox universe has some hits. But let's not kid ourselves. Like this shit was just like, like it deserved that Green Day tribute at the end, bro. Like, come on, bro. You're showing us the Fantastic Four with Michael B. Jordan, like in that montage. I was like, nah, you lost credibility.
Yeah,
like,
try to snuck that in, huh?
Yeah. Fox tried to claim Blade. Blade's Unite Cinema. Blade wasn't Fox, so they just threw Blade in there.
Yeah,
they're like, we're taking Blade. We're claiming him as a Fox character. But like, nah.
No.
So yeah, like I love the film. Like that scene when he finally puts on the fucking cowl, the mask. I'm like, yo,
oh bro, I thought we weren't gonna get that until he did that. I'm literally,
oh my god,
man,
goosebumps, bro, goosebumps when that happened
with the fucking whiteout eyes, bro. I was like, oh shit.
I did not think it was gonna look that good. And then when
I can't hear that song now without thinking Deadpool and Wolverine. Like a Prayer by Madonna.
Shout out Madonna.
Oh yeah,
Madonna. I'm pretty sure that shit got like millions of streams after this fucking movie, bro.
It's good for her too because that music video was very controversial. So this,
I remember
eclipsing of that with Deadpool and Wolverine.
Like they were ready, like I'm gonna age myself right now, but I remember when that shit happened, bro, and I was like, they were ready to hang this woman. Like, they were going after her with pitchforks and all, bro.
I gotta put that video on. I've never seen
it. Just because of Black Jesus. Just because of Black Jesus.
Oh, I do remember that.
Man, that's not even the craziest part of that video, but that's crazy.
No, there's a lot going on in that video, bro. There's a lot of shit going on there. I'm like, that's crazy, bro. A girl gets stabbed up. It's a lot of shit. A lot of crazy shit. But man.
For me, as a martial artist and an action movie connoisseur, I did feel like Deadpool's action scenes and the action montage was stepped up for this movie in particular. Dude. Right?
That reload scene.
That reload scene, the intro scene of Bye Bye Bye, even the montage where he puts the scowl on. You know what was crazy? My nephews went to Disneyland that day, and I looked at Disneyland's social media page, and I saw Deadpool and Wolverine greeting kids. I'm like, yo, these kids are gonna want to watch the movie, and I can't not think about all the gay jokes and that scene where they were just fucking all the Deadpools up, bro.
That's fine.
Put yourself in the kids' shoes. Would you want to watch Deadpool Wolverine?
Exactly.
Right.
We will try.
That's
why
I let my son go watch it before I did.
Like, my aunt Frey's mom would have took us to the theater to watch this.
Oh yeah,
like for sure. We saw RoboCop 2.
I would have still watched that movie when it came out, and I was like 8.
Yeah,
right. I invited my nephew to go watch it, and my dad's like, nah, it's too crazy. But I'm like, dude, you made me watch Terminator 2, and I was like 4 years old, bro. Like,
terrifying.
Dude, you gotta go through that trial passage as a kid, bro. You gotta get traumatized, bro. Like, oh shit, it's real out here.
Builds real world views, I think. You know what I mean?
That's what happens when you get stabbed, kids.
You don't regenerate though, like nice pool. You know what I'm saying?
That's what you gotta explain to them. You're not gonna heal. You're gonna die most likely, but don't try this shit.
Oh, one moment in one of the action scenes in Deadpool was when Wolverine and Deadpool fought. Freddie, like you said, that reloading scene, not just that reloading scene, when Wolverine was fucking like crawl sprinting. It was like a new fighting style for Wolverine.
Yeah, I like that.
Yo, this is the Marvel versus Capcom Wolverine, dog.
Yo, bro.
He even did a tornado slash, right?
That shit was crazy.
The tornado barrage.
I love that.
Dope.
Yeah.
Berserker barrage. I was like, holy shit.
Because you gotta appreciate the fight scenes in this movie, man. It was like so many. My favorite, like it was really the car scene because it was like
that's my favorite too.
After that great speech by fucking Hugh Jackman, like you felt that shit, and and like Ryan Reynolds' response to it, like it was perfect because it was like you could feel how hurt he was by that just one word. Like, boy, that one sentence he said, like, "I'm gonna fight you now." Like,
I'm gonna fight you now.
Yeah, that was just a great scene, bro. And it was like the fight that came afterwards was just crazy.
Yeah. Are you more or less inclined to buy a Honda Odyssey after that movie?
Yeah.
More.
Oh yeah.
Yo, I was leaning between that and a Toyota Sienna, but after that scene, I'm like, I think I need to get the Odyssey, bro.
I go fuck up a motherfucker up with this bitch.
You can tie someone up with the seatbelt in there.
That fucking car
That might have been one of the top 5 action scenes in a car. Like that shit was pretty badass, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely my favorite
really
action scene in the car ever.
Yeah, it's up.
It was comparable to the car scene in Matrix Reloaded 2, where they were doing martial arts with a seatbelt and all that shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I thought it was pretty comparable to that. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool that they even fan service Wolverine's fighting style in this version of Wolverine, which is pretty badass. Because not only do we get the combat accurate costume, we also got Gambit. You know, we got a bunch of cameos, and I don't think I said this, but I'm more satisfied seeing a Henry Cavill Wolverine cameo than I would have if I saw a Daniel Radcliffe Wolverine cameo.
Oh,
I don't know. I know that was kind of rumored in the beginning, so thank God for that.
As a Radcliffe supporter, I was really hoping he was going to be Patch, man. I was really hoping.
For real, dog. When they revealed his face, I was like, oh, damn.
That's one thing, too. I'm like, come on, let's have some fun, guys. It's the multiverse, man. Let's get weird with this shit.
If they had fun with it as Patch, I would have been cool with it. But I'm not cool with him as Wolverine.
Yeah. No, that's Freddy's nemesis right there. Fucking that fan casting right there as Wolverine. Even though he got jacked as fuck, bro. And that's why people really thought he was going to play it.
Like
Daniel Radcliffe as the little Wolverine, the first one, the short one,
comic accurate Wolverine.
He could have been little Wolverine.
Yeah, right. That shit would have been.
Nah, I think they made him way. I think they made him way shorter than the fucking comics, bro. I think that was OD, bro.
It's like the Velociraptor, bro. They had to, make it scary a little more.
That was the pettiness of it.
Cinema friendly.
Yeah, that shit was funny too. Yeah, and as you see, that's why Marvel's like, yo, you guys, this is how it will look like, bro. Like, come on, this is what you want.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Straight up.
We were robbed of a Bob Hopkins fucking Wolverine, bro. That would have been great.
Yeah.
For the 90s.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to see. I think the next time we're supposed to see him is Secret Wars, and apparently Tobey Maguire is supposed to be in that too.
Yeah, so that's happening.
We'll get to Secret Wars, but I want to talk about the Easter eggs in Deadpool because I did hear about one specific one that's pretty interesting because it ties into an old theory. So in the scene where Deadpool is being interviewed by Happy Hogan, you obviously see a bunch of memorabilia from the MCU, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You see the Iron Man 2 suitcase suit. And there's one scene where you see Iron Man and Peter Parker, but Peter Parker's covered by an Iron Man helmet. If you guys can recall that scene.
Yep.
When it comes out, try to pay attention to that scene in particular. First of all, it's creative because they blocked out Peter Parker. Why that's creative is because they don't want to use one of their finite amounts of Spider-Man cameos in an MCU movie. Yep. So they kind of depicted it without really depicting it. And Strange put a curse or a spell to make everyone forget about Peter Parker. So there's also that playback too. But there is also a theory that I think in Iron Man 3 that one of the kids that had the Iron Man costume that stood up to one of the villains or something was supposed to be Peter Parker when he was younger. Right?
I don't like
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think they made that.
You don't like that theory?
Oh, shit. I never heard about that.
No, they made that canon, actually.
Did they really?
Yeah, didn't Feige confirm that, right?
Yeah.
Or one of the brothers confirmed that. But also that scene in Deadpool also confirms that because that helmet is that exact helmet that kid Peter Parker was wearing. So, confirmed, bro. Confirmed. Crazy.
That's sick. That's really sick. I like that.
That's
also another one was I was surprised to see the Wanda sculpture in the void.
Oh, in that hideout.
Yeah, what the fuck, right? What did that happen in Multiverse of Madness? Did I miss something?
I think at the end, wasn't there like a Wanda statue suddenly there after she died or something, or supposedly died.
Where they were going to sacrifice that one.
There might have been some
one chick, right?
Yeah. I think also because like a lot of the story changed up from what it was originally supposed to be, because it was supposed to be like
that recently.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like Deadpool getting recruited by the TVA. Like, oh, your universe is gonna get donezo anyway, so help us take out Kang. We're recruiting a team. We need a Wolverine. We need you to find us a Wolverine.
Yeah, go find the Wolverine.
Yeah, I know Wanda was gonna be in it too. Apparently, she was gonna be one of the villains or some shit like that. It was supposed to be some crazy stuff going on with the movie. I don't know why. I think they changed it up because of the Kang stuff, or maybe they were just gonna change. Yeah. But that would have been interesting to watch too, because there were so many of the same beats that they kept, like him getting Wolverine to replace his Wolverine, because the best Wolverine was the Wolverine that died in Logan apparently, and they were going to keep that for the original movie. And Logan was the one that was going to defeat Kang or whatever. They needed like another Wolverine on that level, and that was what the movie was pretty much about.
And it makes sense too, because in Deadpool 2 he was messing with Cable's time machine, so that's what triggered the TVA to go get him, supposedly.
And that would have made more sense, like why the TVA will be interested in him instead of like a rogue TVA. Because you see, I'm doing it again. I'm like overthinking. I'm like, why would a random ass TVA agent was like, yo, your world's gonna die, but we're giving you a chance. Like, no, dude, just take them and that's it. Like, we've seen 2 seasons of you guys do the shit, bro. We know how you work.
when they were trying to find the other Wolverine, and how like at first we didn't know like what happened that made him like feel like such like a failure or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought that they were going to use that story about I forget who did it, but someone like basically like put a spell or took control of his mind. Remember this, like in the comics or the cartoon, and he ends up killing like all the X-Men.
Oh yeah,
Wolverine. Remember that story?
Logan.
Yeah, the Old Man Logan story, right?
That was Mysterio.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There you go. So that's what I thought they were going to use with this movie, but obviously that's not what they did.
That would have been a great scene to show. Yeah. Like, that would have been a great scene to show the X-Men in their fucking accurate costumes, right?
And you get Jake Gyllenhaal back too.
Because this is like the second time that the X-Men, the entire X-Men gets killed off screen. Because in Logan, we don't know how they really died. We're given Professor X, and this in this movie, Wolverine just did something, or he ran away while they were getting killed, or like
drunk at the bar.
He ran away, then they got killed,
and he got hammered at the bar.
Yeah, so I was like, dude, what is that? Like, I would have liked to see something like that. I would like to see why he was going through that pain.
Yeah. The Mysterio story would have been a little better to do.
That would have been Jake Gyllenhaal come back to do that. That would have been crazy. That would have been.
That's your MCU bridge. Yeah, you could have Jake Gyllenhaal without having his face too. You could just have the dome.
The dome. But like, as he's doing that speech about what happened, like they could have just done some quick little cutscenes, not show faces, but showed them getting slaughtered. Like those like real quick glimpses, add some more effect to it.
Yeah. Like how they did with the Fox characters that weren't really played by the original actors. Like, did you guys peep the Russian guy from the first Punisher with the Thomas Jane?
Yeah,
and I was like, that's not Kevin Nash, bro. Like, you ain't gonna fool me, motherfucker.
I did not see that.
Fake Diesel, another fake Diesel, bro.
Fake Diesel.
They got Sabretooth down pretty well. I think that was heavily CGI, though. I don't know. Was it the same actor?
I believe so, because they were trying to say. Shit. They were trying to say that the actress that was playing Lady Deathstrike, was the same. No, they were saying it was the same actress from X-Men 2, but I'm like, that actress looks completely different from that chick from X-Men 2, bro. I don't think that was her.
What about Juggernaut? Was it the same one from X-Men?
No.
Okay, I was about to say, bro, that guy's jacked still.
Yeah,
you need to work on legs though, bro. You need to work on the ankles.
It's the same as Zazel, right?
Probably.
Same actor.
So.
Yeah, same actor. But it's pretty dope to see Jennifer Garner back, not gonna lie.
Oh yeah. The little shade she threw to Ben Affleck.
That was dope to see too.
Well, they basically said that he got killed, right? Trying to go after Nova.
Yeah. Like, he was naming all of them and shit like that. I was like, oh man, that would have been hilarious to see with Ben Affleck Daredevil appearance. So I think that would have been one to redeem himself. That he should have had a chance to redeem himself, bro.
You can't have Superman and Batman in the fucking MCU, dog.
That would have blown. That shit would have made $1 billion already, bro.
Zack Snyder cameo as Stan Lee, bro.
Yeah, that would have been hilarious.
I didn't even think like Johnny.
Dude, I would have been like that fucking Stan Marsh episode of South Park when he just fucking jizzed all over himself with the computer.
Shit!
I'm sure they reached that, bro. That would have been the ultimate double bird to DC. You know, I think the Henry Cavill was the adamantium claw middle bird. You feel me? Instead of the actual finger.
That's why fuck Zack Snyder to this day, bro. Ruined all that shit for us, bro.
Damn.
We could have a fucking Ben Affleck Batman movie already, bro, because his asshole wants to be deeper than me. I'm glad his fucking, I don't know if you guys heard, but his Army of Dead universe got fucking canceled on Netflix.
Oh, really?
They stopped. They stopped all the production on that shit.
What did you guys think of Rebel Moon? You guys a fan of that?
You know, bro.
Nah. Okay. I couldn't get into the first one, so I have no opinion about Rebel Moon.
I saw the first one, and that was it.
Well, there's two versions, though, right?
Oh, the first one?
They first released like more
a Zack Snyder cut,
audience-friendly version.
I said, "Fuck that!"
And then they did like the director's cut, which is like there's no nothing's held back.
That just means you didn't get it right the first time, dude.
But the crazy shit about this is why Netflix. I think this is why Netflix lose so much fucking money, is because you gave him creative control, bro. He doesn't need a fucking director's cut, bro. Just give us the shit the first time, man. Like, I don't want to watch the shit twice, bro. Yeah, I saw part
That's like his thing, though. It's like Shyamalan's twist, He's got his own director's cut.
He talked about it on the Rogan podcast, and that was like apparently their request, if I remember correctly, to like do like a more audience friendly type shit, whatever.
Yeah,
but that was not magic, really a good move.
Why are you gonna hire somebody and then handcuff them? Like, I don't understand that. Like, why? Dude, you know what you're getting when you hire somebody.
Dude, they did the fucking it's morbing time. They tricked like the vocal minority tricked the studios to be like, yo, the people want director's cuts. Like, let's give it to them. let's give them a 4-hour movie that nobody was mad about the first time. Like, let's go.
I would like to see a Multiverse of Madness director's cut, though. I think there are some movies I'd like to see the director's cut, but I feel like it's a cop out, and it almost seems like they handcuffed him on purpose so that he can be free for the director's cut. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
all right, here this time, while out, bro. Make the best one you can.
Yeah,
that might have been the case.
The Multiverse of Madness. You're talking about?
No, I'm talking about with Rebel Moon. The agreement of having a director's cut already before even
that was
viewing the footage and be like, all right, I think we should have a director's cut.
Like, why, dude?
I mean, he doesn't give a fuck. He's getting paid either way.
Yeah, I know that's what I'm saying. But like, you gotta reel that shit in, bro. You gotta reel that shit in.
I think for some people, bro, just striking one Netflix project means I've made it. So I don't like. Some people don't even care about the quality. It's like I made it. You know what I'm saying? Hypothesis. I'm just talking shit. But
you guys never saw the Snyder's cut though, like that ending.
For what? For
Rebel Moon.
No. The
Batman
Snyder's
Superman?
cut for
Justice
the DC
League?
movie.
Justice
I think
League?
it was Justice League. Yeah, where
there's so many Justice League, Batman versus Superman. Which one?
I can't even remember, but it was like it's the one where there's like they almost like redid a scene from that game. I think the game was called Injustice, Gods Among Us, or some shit like that.
Yeah,
and they almost redid that like a scene from that game or that series and put it like at the end of the movie. But basically, it was with when Larragetto was playing Joker.
Oh,
and there was like that theory that he was like I forget what was. I think that he was Tim Drake.
Yeah, like he was like a former Robin or some shit like that. I heard about that. I mean, that was kind of a cool theory because remember in one of those old Batman series, the animated series, when
Joker like kidnapped Tim Drake and like brainwashed him to become like a little Joker.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
So
yeah,
things like that kind of like pique my interest when it's like accurate to certain things like that are nostalgic.
The problem is he's got too many scenes throughout the movie that take too long that the studio's like, no, we don't need that at the end of the movie. Like, you should have made these other scenes shorter.
Yeah,
we didn't need a 4-minute Icelandic morning song with like women just crying over Aquaman leaving and shit.
It sets the tone.
Well, I think there was also that run-in with the Martian, and then
this is
something with Jon Stewart. Also, I thought, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because crazy. The studio was like, "Don't film no new shit," and what he do? He went to film new shit to the point that he filmed that Green Lantern scene in his driveway.
Oh,
he just filmed it there because like the WB wasn't giving him any more money. But at the same time, you got to cast a fan favorite character with an unknown actor in a scene that's not approved, just to have people begging you or begging Warner Bros. Give us that cut, give us that scene. Why that scene was included in the director's cut? Have that shit all over again. And people were like, nah, man, fuck that. We see your little scheme there. We see what you're doing there, Zack Snyder. Like, no.
And this is why you hire Robert Downey Jr. to be Dr. Doom.
Yeah. You got to bring the people back.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to see Ben Affleck in Deadpool, bro. Just to be like, yeah, fuck you, DC. This is how you do it.
Right.
This is how you redeem characters. Just have you would have had a cool Daredevil fight with Ben Affleck in a comic accurate fucking costume. That would have been great.
Yeah. So speaking of, but still on the DC topic, I was just curious if you guys had heard about supposedly Tim, is it Chalamet from Dune?
Yeah.
Supposedly he's being cast as Robin.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I feel like the last Robin we saw in live action was Chris O'Donnell, right?
Yeah.
Well, he's my Robin, bro. He's still my Robin.
Yeah, I think what was the other one? What was the other one from Nolan from Batman Rises? That dude.
Jordan Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
But that was like unofficial though. Like,
that was like
it depends on your thoughts on
little
that,
teaser.
Yeah. I like your real name, Robin. I was like,
his name was like Michael Robin or something.
Yeah, I was like, that's a bitch boy name right there, man. Fuck that, Robin.
Schoolboy bitch.
This ain't me, the evil ending motherfucker. What are you doing?
He recognized Bruce Wayne was Batman from that charity auction from back in the day. Like, come on, Nolan.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Since we're talking about DC real quick, one of the points that DC had against Marvel was the animated movies. I know we've talked about that before. What do you guys think now? With X-Men 97, with I don't know. I have to clump the Spider-Verse into there too, with Marvel animation, right?
Oh yeah. That's a heavy hitter for sure.
Marvel.
Yeah, and you got to put in what if
Marvel Associate. It's Marvel Associate. Yeah.
So, what do you guys think? You think it's even now, or you think Marvel's taking the lead with everything?
I think
it's pretty even. I think just on the animated side, personally.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little biased.
Though.
Yeah. I think. No, what were you gonna say? That you were biased?
Oh no! I thought Zach was gonna say something. But
I was asking, why has DC dropped? Because we just rattled off a bunch of Marvel stuff, but like, what has DC dropped
to lower its quality?
Recently,
that's a Marvel stuff was. Yeah, that stuff. Oof, that kind of brought the brand down because I was like, it was in like the stories like the storylines kind of threw me off too because I was like, it didn't feel like it was a connected universe. You know what I mean? Because it's like, oh yeah, there was a Justice Society movie with Wonder Woman. That's the Wonder Woman that we're seeing now. And then there's Superman from this universe, and it's like we're not really sure where Batman's from. And it's just like, all right, the universe started, now the universe just fucking ended. And I heard recently there was like a lot of like back behind the scenes stuff going on with that, with WB and like the cuts they were doing, that they really cut that universe. They really took the funding out of the animation for that universe. Damn. So that's why they were like, oh, let's just toss it away because we're not going to be focusing on this. Anyway, that's why James Gunn was like, oh, we're trying to have like our animation lined up with like our live action stuff. So I think this is like the recent stuff that was put out was just thrown to the wolves. So like,
yeah, I'll be honest, it wasn't as like, certain movies were like, damn, like that's really good. Like say like Under the Red Hood.
Yeah,
like that was like a really good one, but this one wasn't nearly on that level for sure.
Yeah, you really didn't have anything to be like, oh wow, like that Superman movie they came out with the Parasite. That was a decent movie, but like everything else, that was just like it was just confusing for no reason.
I just feel like what they've been dropping has been like that Harley Quinn show,
the Superman show too, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, the Superman, My Adventures of Superman is fucking great, man.
Yeah, that one looks
I
pretty
haven't
good.
seen that
Isn't
yet.
there like a bunch of Batmans coming out too? Like,
Oh yeah, the
Cape
Batman
Crusader.
Cape Crusader just dropped
Yeah.
on Prime. And
it's on Prime.
I like it. Yeah, it's cool.
that one just came out, right? It's like
Is that a
Yeah.
series?
Yeah.
Yeah. You see,
Okay,
because
damn.
it was supposed to drop on Max, but WB is just fucking on fire right now, and they sold the rights to Amazon.
So stupid.
Like, because I think they just focus on the James Gunn stuff because Creatures Commandos is coming out on Max. They got the Harley Quinn stuff already and Kite Man stuff, but that's like his own separate universe type of thing.
Mm.
You're right, Zach. I feel like they're still kind of even. I don't think like Marvel's taking the lead because I don't feel like DC has done anything really to really lower the quality. And it's hard to compare because DC has more quantity than Marvel has.
Yeah.
Like the few that Marvel's put out, they've hit, but that's also the same effect that we've had when they started the MCU. We had this, expectation that every project was going to be a banger until it wasn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll have to see, but it's cool to see them up to par now with the animation movies or the animated movies. But
I think if Marvel was to focus on like the comic book storylines, like how DC did back in the day, like let's have like a Earth X animated movie or something like crazy, or Marvel's like the Alex Ross miniseries from back in the day. If they put that in, I think Marvel will surpass like DC in terms of that. But like I hate the fact that that's never going to happen because they're slowly just focusing on the MCU and that's it. And I think that's where
this is where the multiverse saga and like they could use the animation to help strengthen it and provide more context.
Yeah.
But
that's where I think Secret Wars is going to be important to like set the foundation of, okay, that's going on there. This is going in here and we're in homeostasis now in the multiverse,
They tried with Multiverse of Madness. And for me, like it didn't go over my head, but I know like my son was asking my wife too, but asking a lot of questions. And it's
like that movie, like
all different shit.
That movie. If you were like a comic head, you like, oh, this shit incursions and this and that. Like you're nerding out, but like the average moviegoer is like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah,
what's going on here?
Yeah,
she was like, the fucking pizza joints would be dope if they were real.
Yeah,
I'm like, you just missed the whole movie. God damn.
But I think Deadpool was like the movie like Multiverse of Madness was supposed to be like in terms of how they wanted the audience reaction to it.
Not just that, bro. I know we talked about on the last episode. We talked the send off for the old DC universe with Flash. I feel like it should have been like this. You know what I mean? Like ended off with fan service. I feel like you guys, like, which fans were you trying to service? You know what I'm saying?
That's because none of the cameos hit. None of the cameos hit, bro. That was crazy. Like I felt nothing. Because it was all CGI shit. I was like, I felt like, okay, you had a random ass Flash that you really know who the fuck was that. And like, who was that? Yeah, fucking CGI Christopher Reeve showing up like with Helen Slater, the original Supergirl. You're like, the average person is not gonna know who the fucking the Supergirl is. And then you had fucking Nick Cage in a movie that never happened, but you're throwing Nick Cage was like,
oh man,
the average movie.
That's where Marvel got Gambit from.
Yo, speaking of fucking to DC, if they had Ben Affleck and they had Nick Cage as Ghost Rider, it's over, bro. It's over.
Oh, that's funny. That's fucking funny.
I really thought that they would have put a Ghost Rider. Like I was like, damn, no Nicolas Cage. That would have been great.
I think
that would have been crazy.
You know how he changed it to Ghost Rider the first time in the movie?
Yo, you would have known earlier, bro.
Yeah.
The tone of the void would totally be different if Ghost Rider was in that shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
The final the battle scene that should be Nick Cage just freaking out, turning into Ghost Rider.
Riding Goliath. Like, oh, motherfucker.
That would have been badass. Him riding Goliath.
It's funny though, going back to Deadpool, bro, when Cassandra Nova came out, I thought they straight up went Marvel woke on us and made Chuck a she her. You feel me?
Oh no, man.
Oh no.
I know.
They just do what they always do. They just turn old ladies into hot women.
Oh man.
Because Cassandra Nova was fucking old as shit in the comic books.
Yeah.
And here, like, you know, they just you know, made her somebody hot.
Yo, you're right. Even everyone, bro. Aunt May.
Think about it. Aunt May.
Aunt May for
she
sure.
is pretty old though, to be fair.
Still, bro.
I mean, she's fine, but yeah, she's still up there.
Yeah.
I don't know how long she's been around.
Yo, Hella's hella old. You feel me? I'm still down.
But yeah, you see, I like
Renslayer is a baddie too.
Yeah, I would like to see more of Cassandra Nova though. I hope she's not like it was like a one-off thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that was an interesting character to have.
Maybe
she seems like OP though. Like,
yeah,
kind of.
I didn't know. Honestly, I didn't know anything about her.
I agree.
I really knew nothing about her before seeing her in that movie. Honestly, and she just seems like really overpowered.
I mean, that's most of the X-Men.
Most of the fucking psychic X-Men, bro.
Yeah. Like, it would just been her. Like, it's pretty much it would be down to her and Jean Grey going at it at the end.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, it's just like it's gonna be one of those battles, but that'll be something great to see, like it on live action, like a psychic battle going on in their minds and shit.
Yeah.
Well, the Enya box set, please.
It was cool. As I know, because I was kind of gauging my dad's reaction during those scenes where they fucking like finger fuck their skulls, you know, and everyone had like this weird impulsive reaction like to it, and I'm like, yo, this is cool because I saw this mentioned in a video. It's cool to see psychic powers depicted like this instead of just the actors touching their forehead.
Yeah,
and, it's all CGI.
Yeah.
Or their temple, just finger to the temple, and then leave it all to them to act on it. So I thought that was cool. And now to segue to Wolverine. First of all, I felt like this version of Wolverine that we saw was the Wolverine from X-Men 97, but I guess it wasn't. And when they finger fucked Wolverine's skull and went down memory lane in his head, they showed some memories from some of the X-Men movies, right? Yeah. Would that mean that that's the Wolverine from that universe, or is that just a compilation, like shared consciousness of all the Wolverines? How did you guys interpret that? That's interesting. Scene? You know what I mean?
That is interesting, yeah. Because I don't know. I don't think that Logan, that, you know, the one that passed, is I don't think he's from like those Fox movies and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it just seems like he's from a different storyline. But I don't know. I honestly, I would have to look deeper into it. But
I saw a breakdown saying that Logan was from the timeline of Days in Future Past when they go back in time.
Yeah.
And them going back in time obviously caused a ripple effect to avoid the apocalypse. But since they did that, it went a different route to a different apocalypse, which ended up being Professor X going crazy. So it eventually ended anyways, but it branched off to that timeline, right?
Okay.
That's what I heard, but it very well could be, you know, another universe. They just didn't explain it, but that's the theory I heard of the Logan.
That makes sense,
timeline. But it showed, I don't know if it's Wolverine or it's one of the first, or it's one of the X-Men. I don't know if it's Apocalypse or they freed him. Which one was that one? They freed him. Weapon X. He was in the helmet.
Oh yeah. That was
Apocalypse.
That was Apocalypse.
Yeah. It seemed like it was that flashback that he saw when they went into his brain. I don't know if I can recall that correctly, but what are your guys' theories of this Wolverine? Which timeline does he come from? Have we seen that timeline yet, or what do you guys think?
So. My initial thought was we haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it was just like Well, yeah, random Wolverine one.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
It was weird because, like, that's what I was saying. Like, it was like it could lead to like the movie really didn't clarify what was going. Because, like, you think about it, because like Logan was took place in the future, right? All the X-Men are dead or whatever. But that's like Deadpool's universe Wolverine, so his universe is already getting affected by him passing. I just chalked it up to like time. How time is just like it's like it doesn't matter when he dies; it's still gonna end up affecting anything anyway.
yeah.
So I was like, okay, but at the same time, I was like, I think they could have done it a little. They could have done it way easier than they did for some reason. I don't know. I felt like they could have had like a Wolverine and still alive in that universe at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Since we're dealing with time, like why not just grab a Wolverine earlier from that timeline?
Right.
Yeah,
So like go to that time and then go back in time, or go to that world, go back in time.
Yeah, because he tried to kind of do that when he dug him up in the beginning, right?
Yeah, he just tried to bring it back. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Another thought I had while watching this movie is: were the people snap contained in the Soul Stone, or do they show up in the void while they're snapped? What do you guys think?
I figured it'd just be Soul Stone.
So they're in the Soul Stone instead of the void.
Yeah.
Okay, I asked this just because I heard that the giant man in the void was one of the Ant-Man in Quantum of the Universe. You know, the giant Ant-Man that tried grabbing one of the quantum things. That's why he's like frozen, reaching out type shit.
Oh shit.
So I felt like, since he kind of got obliterated and ended up in the void, does that mean that a snap puts you in the void or in the Soul Stone?
But then Eliath would have eaten them.
Right.
Yeah,
that's true.
And they had like 5 years to run away from him.
Yo, I will say this to leave off Deadpool. My final note on Deadpool is I'm kind of disappointed in Ryan Reynolds. I don't know if he brought this up, but how much of an L is it to miss Ant-Man going up Thanos' asshole in this movie, bro? That was the ultimate fan service, I feel like, even for a split second or one of the post-credit scenes. You know what I'm saying?
That's too much for Disney, dude.
Because it fits, right? It fits Deadpool, right? Butt stuff. Just have him like, you just see Thanos standing there. He just fucking blows up, and it's just like Ant-Man's just standing there. And he's like, "What the fuck?"
At least a reverse one, because we already had a big Ant-Man. At least Thanos going up Ant-Man's ass. You know what I mean? I thought that was gonna happen.
That's how they flip it on us. It's Thanos going up Ant-Man's ass, Giant Man's ass.
Hilarious, bro.
using the Power Stone. Because he's a power top.
With the Infinity Gauntlet. No power, no stones though, just straight up Infinity Gauntlet, bro.
Oh shit.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was a good fisting joke that they could have used in there.
Missed that one, man. Maybe I don't know, it's hard. I felt like this was the movie to do it in because of the void and all that shit. But
do you think this is the last movie that we'll get that had that much like Deadpool in it, in terms of like him being able to not have the restraints of like Disney, like full restraints?
Oh yeah, I think with the money this is making, Disney's gonna be all right. Already movies are not bad. They're not like the end all. Okay. You know what I mean? Because the Blade movie's still gonna be rated R when it comes out.
I was gonna say, is that still happening?
Yeah. It was kind of cringe. It was kind of cringe when Wesley Snipes was like the only Blade.
I just saw a picture this past week, and it was like Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala Ali.
And when he was announced at Comic-Con, that was fucking 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow. That was 2019.
Yeah, bro.
Dude, it's funny you say that because
it's crazy.
I was going to say, like, isn't that... Because you know how Steven Yeun was supposed to be...
Sentry, yeah.
Sentry. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like he dropped out. And, I think I read that his reasoning was just that that it kept getting pushed back and it was conflicting with other projects that he had. Who knows if there's other reasons behind that, but with shit like, getting delayed and schedules changing all the time with Marvel. It's like, how long do they expect these like top actors to just hold on? Like,
that's actually an interesting point, bro, because I feel like their leverage is that it's Disney and it's Marvel,
Yeah.
and they try to leverage what happened to RDJ and they try to leverage what happens to Chris Evans. But when you sign that dotted line and then some shit like what happened to Jonathan Majors happens, you lose it all, dog. No pun intended, you dig?
Yeah.
In a snap.
They go bounce on your ass.
Dude, but like, for like people, that's like part of our audience and whatnot. Steven Yeun's been doing a lot, with Invincible and shit.
He seems smart though, like he's not going to put his career on the hold for Century when he's got all this shit, at the doorstep for him to go take on. I think I saw him in one of the Twilight Zones episodes, the new ones. Though he was badass in that, and I feel like he's finally broken the character of Glenn. You know what I mean? He can morph into different roles now. So this is a potent time in his career to get locked up for a potential Sentry angle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It helps him to get fucking killed in that show too.
Probably the most famous kill of the show.
Exactly. When you don't have that commitment to that character anymore.
Yo. You guys really believe that people really lost interest in the show once they did that to Glenn? I was like, yo, you guys didn't read the comic books, man? Like it was heartbreaking when they did it there too. Like
Yo, you know what? That scene made me look into the comics. So if anything, I was more interested in the comics after that.
It definitely feels like that scene that kind of split a lot of the fandom. Like the casuals kind of died off, and then everyone else kept watching. But I stopped hearing a lot, or I started hearing a lot less Walking Dead after that episode aired.
I agree. But now it's still like fucking flourishing with all the spin-offs and shit.
A lot of spin-offs,
yeah.
I don't even know.
I'm not keeping up with them. I'm gonna be honest.
Too much.
Once Rick left, I was like, "Fuck this show."
The cool thing about that particular scene, though, is that was almost the intro of Negan, right?
Yeah, and which is a great character.
He's such a huge character in Walking Dead. So if you went into the comments, you're like, "Damn, fool, this guy's like Doom, bro."
Yeah.
That's why, like, I read the comics before I saw the show, and I was like, before Negan appeared on the show, I read the comics like after the first couple of seasons, and like when I got to the Negan part, I was like, yo, whoever plays this character is gonna fucking has to bring in once they cast Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I was like, oh shit, and I was
he's sick, dude.
Like I already knew what was coming, so I was excited for it, and he just nailed it. And it sucked that that's when people got turned off because like he was like the best villain they had on that show. By far.
I always think of the comedian when I think about him. So
the movie.
Okay. Watchmen.
Yeah.
Watchmen's dope.
I would like to say something about that Blade line that Wesley Snipes says, because I will not stand for Sticky Fingers erasure from the Blade conversation. Because let's not forget there was a Blade TV show starring Sticky Fingers from the rap group Onyx.
Oh, no way.
Oh, you guys didn't know about this?
What was it for, like a whole movie or TV?
Their ears right there.
It was on remember Spike TV?
Right
Remember Spike TV?
Yo, he looked like light skin Blade, bro.
There was a Blade on Spike TV.
Let me pull this shit up.
Oh shit!
I don't remember that.
They made him bald head and everything.
Blade Coolio, bro.
I'm a bald
there you go.
Oh, Blade Cool J. I mean,
at least it wasn't Fredro Starr though.
Oh yeah. Yeah, nah, it wasn't too much. Yeah,
they didn't catch that one. He didn't do his homework that well.
Pretty bad show. It had a couple of good episodes, but overall pretty bad. But it had its moments.
I heard there's going to be a Spawn reboot too.
Nobody wants.
I heard that too. But yo, I want to say this too. It's so fucking embarrassing to like show up to a Comic-Con event or any event and be introduced as a character. Get this crazy fan reaction and it just all falls apart. You know what I mean? Especially if you're Channing Tatum and it was a passion project of yours, you know? Like
or even Jamie Foxx with the Spawn. Jamie Foxx was supposed to star in Spawn too in a reboot, but then like he had to drop out or something like that. And I was like, oh, it would have been interesting to see like But then when Tom McFarlane was talking about he wanted to direct it himself, I was like, nah, bro. I was like, nah, don't do that. I was like, get some reliable people behind the camera, man.
Right.
You can't have that.
Stick to toys, bro.
Man.
But yeah.
So I saw that.
Like you said.
I saw this. This is gonna be kind of random, but I just thought of this. I saw this interview of Jonathan Majors as he was walking away, and they asked him about RDJ as Doom. Did you guys see that?
Yeah. You could have played like the sad like trumpet music playing in the background.
Yeah, you need a violin player in the music.
I was all for getting rid of Kang because I wasn't too much of a fan of how they're portraying him. Even though I respected Kang as a character, but I felt so much empathy for him when I saw the interview and the points that he brought up. Right? Like, what about Ezra Miller? Ezra Miller, man. What about RDJ, bro? You know what I mean?
Like with that stuff, he's a great actor. It sucks that situation like took away his opportunities like that. Whatever it was, whatever happened, like nobody really knows. But it's whatever. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think. But not like I don't mind him talking about that stuff, like the RDJ stuff. I don't know if you guys even remember. Like, he went through some shit, bro. Like he paid his dues, man. Like
he did.
He's not the same person from before.
That dude was like banned, blacklisted from like Hollywood for a minute. Like nobody wanted on their shows because they couldn't afford the insurance. Because this dude was a straight up crackhead, bro. Like this dude was a fiend, bro. Like this dude was steal shit from set. Like for the like he's been through his shit and he's been arrested. He's been in jail. Like he cleaned up his shit. They gave him a chance and he took it. You know what I mean? Maybe in a few years, people will give Jonathan Majors another chance, but
yeah,
you gotta go through
RDJ almost has like that Tom Brady 6th-round pick vibe, because like for Tony Stark, because wasn't it what who was the number one choice?
So crazy.
It was Tom Cruise, right? It was Tom Cruise.
I thought it was an analogy.
I was like, I like that. I like the cave sports.
You got to be a caveman to get that one, bro.
You got like cave sports there. Hey, but that makes a lot of sense.
I thought it was the dude from Ferris Bueller's. What's his name?
Matthew Broderick?
No, I don't. Hold on. Let me.
For Iron Man?
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Straight up.
I always thought it was supposed to be Tom Cruise. That was like the whole.
Yeah. Was it?
Yeah, I heard it was always supposed to be like Tom Cruise.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought it was. Yeah, I thought you're right, Matthew Broderick. I thought.
But still, at that time, to go from Tom Cruise to Robert Downey Jr., that was like, what the fuck? Like, if you guys remember, Terrence Howard was making more money in the first Iron Man than Robert Downey Jr.
Oh shit!
I'm still
because he was the Oscar winner
until they found his patents, man.
Until he wanted more money for part 2, and they were like, "Nah, bro, we're just gonna replace you with Don Cheadle."
How dope would it be to recast Kang as Terrence Howard, bro?
That would work. That would work. Call me crazy. That would fucking work.
Oh man,
I'm Kang, man.
I'm Kang, man.
Kang, man.
Kang, man.
Hey, fellas, I
gotta dip out though. I gotta go pick up my son. It was cool chatting with y'all.
Bro.
All right, bro.
Yeah,
take care.
Good seeing you, man.
Peace out, brother.
See you soon.
Be easy, man.
Peace out, man. That'd be cool because it has a tie-in to Iron Man, And then
Iron
Doom
Man.
and King. Yeah, Iron Man.
He would just wear one of his fucking wigs for no reason at all. Just like, hey,
Right.
That shit was funny, man. If it's true what he said, that they just kind of ghosted him after the first Iron Man and just didn't hold their end of the contract, that's fucked, man.
Yeah. At the same time, I could see him be like, "Y'all want more money for the next one?" They're like, "Yo, chill. We just gave you mad money for the first one. Like, now we gotta pay Robert Downey Jr. money because he killed it. Like, people want to see Robert Downey Jr. right now. You're just his best friend. Like, you know what I mean? It's not.
But I'm in the suit, man. I'm in the suit this time, man.
Because I'm like, the way you hear him talk about it, like he expected Robert Downey Jr. to give him half of his money. Like, here, take my money. You were here first. Like, I'm like, that's not how it works, bro. Like, get hot, You're the next hot in. Robert Downey Jr. he got up there with that movie. Like, people just wanted to see him.
Right.
in that role.
That was also the argument of him being the anchor being of the MCU, because when the Fox universe was rolling out, you were seeing a lot of Wolverine movies. Not only was he the star of X-Men, you had Origins. So
yeah,
obviously when they killed off Logan, was Madame Web Fox? It was Sony,
it was
right?
Sony.
I can't tie that in there.
I didn't even see that.
You're free from that.
Yeah,
I tried to watch it just because it's
bother.
Sydney Sweeney, but I couldn't, dog. Maybe I could put it on mute.
I didn't bother to see that shit. I have no interest at all.
The anchor being for that universe is Peter Parker's landlord.
Yeah.
Where's the
rent? If he dies, that's it. It's a wrap.
It's hilarious.
He's gonna have his own movie soon for some reason.
There goes my universe.
I had a little bit of hope in that movie, and I mean,
Madam Web.
Yeah, man.
Oh man,
what? I just thought that they could do a good job without having Spider-Man in it. So if they had a good creative writer, they could set the stage to make the Spider-Verse a little more easier to interpret. I thought
it's like, how do they make picks like for movies to come out? Like they've thrown out movies that would have done way better than that.
Yeah. It's
any
like
Spider-Man movie without Spider-Man is doomed.
Yeah, it's like you take away part of the mythos, You're like, you need Spider-Man. Like, not to have Spider-Man at all in the Venom movies is wild behavior. Like, to me, it's like, how do you do that?
It's
even
insane.
like I don't know if it's the deal with Marvel that they can't have their own Spider-Man, which I think is right, because it's like it'll just confuse people, and Sony will still fuck it up anyway. You know what I mean? Like they don't want to hurt the brand, even with this I don't know, Spider-Man Noir live action that's coming out, right? He's not gonna be Peter Parker. He's gonna be Ben Reilly. So even with that stuff, it's just like, okay, you're making all these content, but you can't use the guy that you got all this content from at all. You know what I mean? While Marvel being on board with it. So I don't know.
Wait, what's that's coming out?
Noir,
Spider-Man
Nick Cage
with
is Ben Reilly?
Yeah. So Spider-Man Noir, the live action, this will be a live action Spider-Man Noir movie coming out on Amazon.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and it was just announced that he's going to be playing Ben Reilly, not Peter Parker. So it's like,
do you know the stipulations of that? Like, if they go Ben Reilly opposed to Peter Parker, is that a backdoor to use Spider-Man, or is it just the name Spider-Man? So if you're titled, it doesn't matter who you are. If you're the Spider-Man, doesn't matter who your alter ego. You can't.
I can see him. I can see him argue like, oh, he was Spider-Man for a time as Ben Reilly, so Ben Reilly's different from Peter Parker. So we were able, and then like it's Spider-Man Noir. So it's just like, okay, if the audience, if it ever gets made and the audience react positive to it, maybe that's how they could bring it, like Spider-Man into their universe, like have like a variation of Peter Parker, but it's not Peter Parker, which will still be confusing.
So I actually saw this theory because of all the Fantastic Four promotions they were putting out in Comic-Con. That potentially they're going to have the Bagman be part of Fantastic Four. That's also a backdoor to get Spider-Man in without using Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
Just put a bag over his face and call him the Bagman. That's not Spider-Man,
Maybe in an alternate reality.
And people don't know who Peter Parker is, so they just know Bagman. I feel like
that's what I'm saying, mate. Because like this movie's based in an alternate universe, so maybe it could work there. Maybe it's like a fun little Easter egg they'll show or something.
That's gonna be my first prediction on this podcast. I think Bagman's gonna make an appearance to bypass that Sony contract, that Sony agreement, which is so genius. Very smart ass Peter Parker-esque, I think, if they did that. Because they kind of did the Night Monkey, right? That's technically wasn't Spider-Man, it was Night Monkey. Crazy stuff. All right, so I kind of want to get into Secret Wars. First of all, I didn't even know that the Secret Wars comic was an Easter egg in the Deadpool movie. In the Void, the comic book was next to Deadpool in one of the scenes.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you guys heard that there's rumors that they're tweaking it a little, because in Deadpool, you pretty much had Secret Wars. as far as the Void was pretty much Battle World, right? That's kind of what was going to be depicted as far as like that space where these heroes and these villains are getting transported in order to kind of fight, right? But I heard now they're going with, I know I mentioned the previous podcast that they're going to switch out Kang in place of the Beyonder, but I'm hearing now they're going to switch out Loki in place of the Beyonder. And then somehow RDJ is going to take Loki's throne with all the time branches, and that's how he's going to get the power and become, what's the name? God Emperor Doom. Hey, you guys heard that? How do you guys feel about that?
Like,
I haven't heard that theory.
Yeah, I haven't heard that theory, but that'll be an interesting way to introduce like the Battle World universe into like Secret Wars into like the MCU. That'll be an interesting concept instead of having like somebody like the Molecule Man as because they were talking about replacing Molecule Man with another character to make it more simple. So that could be a good way, maybe to have Loki as that person, and Doom just takes over, like you said, because he kind of sits on a throne that looks like it was made from a tree in the Civil Wars comic book. So,
or just anchor beings. They work as a Molecule Man for each reality, because in the Hickman version of Secret Wars, you destroy Molecule Men in each reality. It destroys that reality. So that's what pretty much the anchor beings are.
Yeah, and which was supposed to be the storyline for Kang Dynasty before the Doom, was he was just recruiting a bunch of anchor beings.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like as much as excited I am for Secret Wars, and I mean, I can't knock that they're not going to be comic accurate, because they did a pretty fucking good job with Civil War, which is way inaccurate to the comic source, The change up of Doom being RDJ in Secret Wars and Loki becoming Beyonder, I'm kind of getting nervous. And I almost said too, it feels like they're gonna put too much into this movie. I don't want it to have the same effect as the Spider-Man 3 movie had, where they just had too many villains,
Yeah.
But Secret Wars is a big movie. When is it coming out? 25?
Yeah, 25 or 26, I think. Probably 26.
Oh yeah, because they're gonna go Doomsday and then Secret Wars, right?
Yeah. No, then Secret Wars will be 27, and I think Doomsday is gonna be 26.
Goddamn.
Secret Wars is just one movie?
Yeah, because they have Doomsday first to set up Doom, I guess. So we'll see. I heard he might have an appearance in the Fantastic Four movie before that, just to get him into the MCU. But
I'm thinking just Secret Wars one movie.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's true. I think because Doomsday is gonna be like its own movie itself. Maybe it'll be part of Battle World already. Like, I don't know what's going on with that, or
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think one movie will be enough for Secret Wars.
Yeah,
that'll probably change. Yeah, at this point.
Yeah. Well, I heard apparently there was a rumor saying that Robert Downey Jr. after Secret Wars, there's gonna be like another Doom. It won't be Robert Downey Jr.
With that,
So.
With that, yeah, that's with the body change thing. I was thinking that could be a way to just have Doom be or RDJ be a placeholder for Doom until they show who's really cooking behind the scenes, I think, which would be pretty cool. Then you can kind of also, it'd be pretty cool to have RDJ get blasted as Doom, and then it's revealed that he's a Doom bot by the real Doom.
Oh,
could happen, bro. Could happen.
Oh, that would be crazy. Like, what's going on here? Like,
Doom subversion.
These are the beta Doom bots.
Then it'll just be Mad Mikkelsen in the mask. I'll be like,
oh yes,
that's the one I wanted.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, he was the bad guy. He was the bad guy in Doctor Strange. I was like, I don't care. This is Marvel.
I don't care.
We do this shit here. Same actor for everything.
Yo, Pat, I agree with you though. I do think now they're more kind of playing it by ear than having these set plans,
Yeah.
And you're seeing that with all the cancellations in movies after prematurely announcing them to the public, I think. So
Yeah, and also Kevin Feige pretty much saying none of the Disney Plus characters are showing up like in Avengers movies. So it's like,
oh, for real?
yeah, like if you're expecting like Miss Marvel to be an Avenger or some shit like that, like it's not gonna happen. Or
Oh shit. Okay.
or it probably goes for Moon Knight or whatever. Even Daredevil.
Yeah, it's interesting because one of the Easter eggs in the Void was one of the cars from the Moon Knight scenes where he was getting chased. So
Oh yeah.
one could suspect that they just pruned that whole series, because they were also talking about the pyramids in the Void, whether that was from the Apocalypse universe or whether that was from like Moon Knight or something. So
yeah, and also you could have used that for Kang too, because he was a pharaoh.
Oh, that's
at
right.
one point. Yeah, he was a So
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of stuff with pyramids in Marvel they could use for.
yeah.
You could be anybody really.
You know what though, with a bunch of shit coming out right now in Marvel, with Galactus about to get introduced, X-Men about to get introduced, and you can't introduce X-Men without fucking Magneto, right? And whether Magneto's a friend or a foe, it looks like next up is Sinister, and I feel like that's a lot to take in as far as villains go. So if the plan is to put Kang on pause and wait till they cook, obviously Kang has a strong ties with Mr. Fantastic, so let Mr. Fantastic make his impression on the Marvel universe and then reintroduce Kang. I don't think it's a bad idea. Bringing back Jonathan Majors, like you said, he was talking about RDJ and Ezra Miller, but they did their time. This is kind of fresh, and Disney doesn't really fuck around with that type of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So they might forgive you later, but right now, like, I don't know about that. So when things cool down, bring him back as Kang after getting sealed in whatever fucking dimension he got sealed in Ant-Man. I think is a good way to bench him for a little bit.
Yeah, I think
that's true.
I really believe if he wasn't fucking nerfed in an Ant-Man and the Wasp, that he would have been. They would have kept Kang around as a character at least. They would at least be cast him. But it was like, yo, nah, bro. Like,
it's interesting how
public was like, nah.
I know I mentioned this on the last show. We talked, like, sometimes the hype for the projects are more exciting and more fun than the actual projects, right? But the sad thing about that is you forget about it, because when the projects are shitty, then you remember the shitty feeling from watching the project opposed to the positive hype you felt before. I don't think people remember how hyped people were to see Kang and Ant-Man Quantumania, bro. Right?
No, I was
like,
one of
this
those
is
people.
it, dog. This is it.
Yeah.
I was hyped because I was like, yo, they're gonna kill Ant-Man in this shit. And I was like, yo, this is gonna be crazy. There's gonna be some wild shit. Or
Right.
or like one of my theories is like, oh, it would have been an assimilation of like Kang like getting defeated, and he's like, all right, I'm not gonna do this. Or it was revealed like he's like there and just planning out his battle plan to take out the Avengers or some dope shit to establish Kang as a badass villain. But no, we did not get that shit at all.
Well, you know what? I'll counter that we did in the post-credit scene, but now it doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? Like, like that comic
like after
post-credit scene was like useless now.
At the post-credit scene, like, look at all these goofy motherfuckers now. Like, this guy, what, you gonna get killed by a bunch of ants? Get out of here.
I did hear they might use that post-credit scene as Doom finding out that all the Kangs are in one universe, and he could just wipe them out with one.
Just nukes them or some shit. And like, he just takes them out like 5 seconds after that scene.
Terrible writing, but it works,
Yeah, you see, man, I wanted to see this dude play like 3 different versions of Kang. Like, I wanted to see the mildly racist Chinese impression he was doing as the fucking Immortus.
I wanted to see his dynamic with Renslayer, because I read the comic, and there's a deep, storyline between them two that I feel like they didn't even. Well, instead of making it between them, they made it between fucking Peter Pool and the other TVA chick.
Yeah,
they made it.
That's the only one they could have
between them.
They could have got into the movie.
I feel like that's hotter.
Yeah, for sure.
Peter's the anchor being for Deadpool's universe.
Definitely past the the target audience test.
No, for sure.
Is Peter Pool in Deadpool's storyline in the comics, or is that an MCU type?
There's just like there's a character similar to Peter, but like it was introduced in the first movie.
Mhm.
I don't know if you remember, like one of the henchmen, like they knew each other, and they were like in the first Deadpool movie, like Bob.
Oh, he was in the third one, right? The biker dude.
No, he was the first one. No, not him. He was like a henchman working for Francis.
For Francis, okay, yeah.
When he was asking about his wife and all that stuff. So that's the character from the comics that Deadpool always runs into, but he's always working on the other side of who Deadpool's working against. You know what I mean? So, but they're like friends, so they don't really. He doesn't really kill him or anything like that. He'll probably shoot him in the leg or some shit like that. Be like, all right, whatever. But like they pretty much gave that role to Peter. It seems like now since Deadpool 2 or whatever. So now they're making him like that Bob type of character, like regular dude, but he always survives his interactions with Deadpool and shit like that. That type of shit. Like he'll be stupid enough to run into battle with a Deadpool costume against other Deadpools with no powers. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's packing heat. Though.
Hilarious.
He's packing that heat.
Yeah, more than the dual gold plated the Desert Eagles. But
yeah.
What did you guys think of Deadpool? Let's rate it 1 to 5. What do you guys think?
I give it a 5.
5, man.
I give it 5.
You know what? I'm going to go with my initial reaction.
Well,
I'll give it a 5 as well.
Well, I gotta be honest because after all that shit I was talking earlier, I'll say a 4.5. 4.5.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. I really like that. I really like that movie. I really liked it. Like, of course,
I'm glad to hear your take on it because, like, I felt like we're biased because it catered to us. We're from that time. We were fucking counting down to see Wolverine, dog.
That's X-Men. Why, like, I've been waiting years for this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I know Freddie. It hit more with Freddie because Freddie's like a big Wolverine guy. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. You had the Wolverine mask the first episode we had.
Yeah. So, like I said, like of course, I would like to see Cable, my favorite X-Men. Like I don't know why he didn't show up, but it would have been another nice MCU joke in there.
Yeah.
Like Thanos, like
right.
Yeah, they messed with that one too. I thought that would have been a no-brainer to have him in. I kind of wanted to see Domino too.
Yeah,
she flew on me in the second Deadpool.
Yeah, yeah. That's why the 0.5. That's like the little nitpicks. That's like the 0.5.
Yeah.
I wonder though if my bias tainted my judgment of the movie. That's why I want to hear like your perspective to see what I meant.
Probably,
you know what I mean?
Because
I heard some people were like, "There isn't even a storyline." You know what I mean? This is just a cameo.
No, I know a bunch of Wolverines that are losing their shit on TikTok because they're like, "Oh, they just made this shit a gay ass love story between Wolverine." And I'm like, dude, just say you get uncomfortable with some gay jokes and that's it, bro. Like, it's like, it wasn't that serious. It wasn't like these guys were making love on screen or anything like that. It was just like Deadpool being Deadpool. That's what he's known for. That's
kind of Deadpool. He's stay true to character.
Yeah, and it's easier for me to say a 5 because I don't have like that technical knowledge like on the same level as you guys. So my critique is kind of more at the face value, but I think I don't know anybody who's seen it who did not enjoy it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was one of those movies where you got to be a hater to not like.
No, just like those Wolverine fans that wanted to see a Wolverine movie and a Deadpool movie. Like they wanted to see like Wolverine going all out or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like expectations really that were never going to be met. Yeah, he did, but it was like they probably wanted to be more about Wolverine than they did about Deadpool.
Yeah. But we got a lot of them. Though.
Oh yeah. I'm
one thing I do like
as a fan.
Yeah.
One thing I do like is they didn't put too much comedic tone on Logan. He stayed Wolverine, up until the end where he even at the end when everything was cool and he visited, Wade's apartment, he wasn't really comedic. It was just calm. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He wasn't playing out of character at all.
Right.
That was dope. That was a great touch on their part.
Yeah.
And the fact that he was a fucking alcoholic, dude, that's straight up comic accurate Logan.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You got to go all out, man.
Yep.
Henry Cavill would have been really drinking on the set, bro. He would have been really down in that shit.
Hey, don't tell him that. He'll do it, bro.
Hey, man. If he does that, he'll be my Wolverine for life.
Is in the comics, isn't Wolverine supposed to be like 5'2" or something, and
5'3"? I think 5'3".
and 400 pounds because of the skeleton or something.
Yeah, it's like some wild.
That's so crazy.
Will be
that
stocky,
changes things
boy.
a lot.
Yeah.
He was like I guess he'd look like fucking like Khabib and his relatives, got that sideburn, bear wrestling, stocky, you know what I mean?
That's not a guy you want to fight.
Yeah, straight up.
No.
And with Deadpool movie, he'll make a short joke and just ruin Wolverine for everybody. If they chose to go through a comic accurate short Wolverine guy, you know what I mean? It'll just ruin it for everybody. Like, they'll probably have Deadpool like holding his head with arm's length and shit. Shit like
It'd be too redundant, bro. It would be way too redundant, I think.
Well, Wolverine's just like trying to claw him, like
Or it's like a panning shot, but then you don't see Wolverine because he's short, so it like goes down instead of panning all the way.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see why they didn't go that route. Hugh Jackman's like 6'2", so that's it. He ruined it for a comic accurate Wolverine. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Only in animation, guys. That's all we got.
Say, go halfway.
What were your guys' favorite cameos in the movie?
For me, it was definitely. I really liked seeing Blade in there, but I mean all of them were sick though. Like, Elektra, and then bit all that shit was sick. I mean, that was. I think that was probably definitely like the climax of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How about you?
Not gonna lie, I didn't see Elektra, so it didn't really hit.
Isn't it? I'm sorry. Am I?
You did?
Am I mistaking?
No shame.
Elektra with somebody else.
Hold up.
From
Jennifer Garner. Does Elektra have electric powers, or is that just a fucking misconception?
That's Electro. You're probably thinking about Electro.
Yeah, all right.
Thinking Electro.
I'm like, what's sparking these fools?
So
what the fuck?
What's her character name in the
Elektra? You're right. It is Elektra.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Daredevil's girl, right? Jennifer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Elektra.
And X-23.
That was a good cameo too.
Yeah, Johnny Storm. All that shit was sick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think my favorite was X-23 because I was kind of disappointed that they ruined it with the last trailer that she was showing up. But I was kind of happy to see her in the movie, and like, when she puts on the glasses at the end scene, you're like, yeah, that was pretty dope.
Yeah,
that was cool. Yeah,
that was a cool moment. A little nod there. What about you, Freddie? What's your favorite moment?
All right, so does a Wolverine variant count as a cameo?
Yeah, bro, because that's one of mine.
Age of Apocalypse Wolverine, man.
Oh, that's yours, bro?
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that took me off. That got me off guard when I saw that shit.
Yeah, I never expected to see that in live action, bro. That was like, that
was the craziest fever dream.
Mine was the Wolverine Uncrucified from the Uncanny X-Men.
Oh, that was a good one.
Dude, I was like, when I saw the mounds of skulls, I was like, no fucking way. And then they had the yellow highlights too. I was like, can we pause it? Can we just pause it real quick?
That was a good one.
Great movie.
Yeah, that was a great scene.
What's the next Marvel movie coming out?
I think it's Brave New World, right?
It's Captain America. That's the next one coming out.
Cool, man.
I have a question for you guys all, also for all of you. How about what's like the next big movie you're looking forward to this year that's not in the MCU or like or DC Comics or anything like that? So for me, I'll say it's probably The Gladiator.
Oh yeah,
with Denzel and Pedro Pascal.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to be pretty sick. I mean, I feel like Denzel doesn't take, movies that are going to be iffy.
Yeah, I agree on that. I'll have to say, like, I'm looking forward to the Gladiator 2 one. I thought I wasn't at first, but after that trailer, I was like, yeah, I'm interested in seeing what's that about.
And it's still same director, right? What's his name?
Scott.
Ridley Scott, yeah.
Oh
Ridley Scott.
yeah. Ridley Scott. He's sick. I mean, he does well.
Yeah.
Let me pull this up. There's a lot of movies still coming out 2024, which is crazy. So
There's a lot of stuff.
it's a really good question, bro.
For me, it's the new Alien movie.
Oh yeah.
Yo,
Okay, I heard
I'm
about
such
that.
a
I
fan
haven't
of the
seen much about it.
I'm such a fan of the first two, dude. I'm so excited for this third one.
Yeah, that looks sick.
What's it called?
Romulus.
Romulus, yeah.
Yeah, Alien Romulus.
Yeah.
Is this like related to Prometheus at all?
Yeah, this is
No.
the third one, right?
Oh,
No, it's not. It's actually set after the original films. I
Oh,
believe.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah. I don't think Ridley,
That's going to be sick, dude.
yeah. I think Ridley Scott is not gonna do any more prequel movies about the alien stuff.
Damn. I was a fan of Covenant, man. I thought Covenant was bad.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. I guess people didn't like the slow burn for shit. I guess they just wanted aliens right away or something.
Here, let me pull this up right here. So we're past January. Where are we at now? August, right, boys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
August.
Oh yeah.
Borderlands, I heard, is getting a lot of heat right now.
Yeah, no, I already could tell that was gonna be garbage, bro. Like from the get.
Like
Kevin Hart, I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
Right.
Kevin Hart is an action hero? Nope. Fuck out of here.
Cuckoo looks good.
You're not happy about The Crow?
No.
Oh yeah, The Crow. We got August 16th, Alien Romulus coming out.
Yeah.
The Batman, the 28th. I'm pretty amped for that one, which is
Batman?
crazy. 'Cause-
Oh, re-release.
The re-release.
oh, it's a re-release. I thought it was fucking the second one. Never mind. But Joker,
I was like,
Joker
what?
2 is coming out this year, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, pretentious subtitle.
It's crazy how the trailer dropped and nobody's making any noise about that shit. Because everything, like Deadpool dropped right after that and fucking Comic-Con.
Yeah,
Which is-
and then fucking RDJ.
Yeah, and it was like everybody was talking about that. Like,
Like, oh, what happened? Yeah.
it was like, oh no, you made a Joker sequel that's a musical that people.
Is The Crow a remake though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
that's Eric Draven again.
Looks like Gladiator 2 is going to be the Thanksgiving movie this year.
Oh yeah.
November
Yeah.
22nd release.
What about Wicked?
When's Wicked?
I don't know what that's about.
It was,
It's,
The last
it's
Venom's
Wizard of
coming
Oz
out.
prequel.
Oh,
Oh,
stop
shit,
it for
okay.
real.
Yeah.
That's
I just
crazy.
saw the,
I'd watch that.
I just saw the James Franco Wizard of Oz, bro. That guy's so
Oh, yeah.
funny. Oh man.
the fact that it's just a Sam Raimi film, that's just always gonna be hilarious to me.
Yeah, Wicked's coming out the same day as Gladiator, so
Oh, good luck
they
with
go
that.
head to head.
I'm watching
Craven the
Wicked
Hunter,
first.
December 13, Mufasa, December 20.
I
Who's
don't
gonna watch
Craven is probably gonna flop.
Oh,
Yo,
you think so?
Yeah.
I even think the new Venom's gonna flop, man.
yeah, bro. Like,
everything
nah,
else
nobody's
bad.
falling. No, nobody's falling for the fake Spider-Man connection shit anymore, bro.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
You know what though? They might have a cameo. All right, I'm gonna put it out there. It's because we've been hot with a prediction. We're gonna get a cameo of live action Miles Morales. I swear to you, bro. Even at the end or
Think so?
the post credit.
MCU
Yo,
is not
this-
giving that up.
This is the
MCU is
last.
not
This
giving
is the
that
last
up.
Venom movie, bro. They went
Nah.
with a Hail Mary shot.
Not a
And they
Venom
transferred
movie.
him over.
Not a Venom movie, bro. That's like putting Kang in a fucking Ant-Man movie.
You heard
It's
it
like-
here first. That's like killing Kang in an Ant-Man movie, right?
yeah. Like, come on. You're not gonna have Peter Parker. We're gonna have Miles. Like, come on.
Yeah, I'll say next Spider-Man movie, maybe.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
I did hear. Well, obviously in Secret Wars. Well, we'll wrap it up with this because this is interesting. In Secret Wars, the symbiote Spider-Man plays a huge role. Correct.
Yeah.
Which they're cooking with RDJ being Doom and Tom Holland having that Iron Man, Spider-Man, father-son mentor relationship.
Mhm.
And I feel like the rage that Peter Parker will feel when he sees Tony Stark as Doom might be the one to push him over the edge to at least give him like a Hulk type of rage berserk, you know what I mean? Scene or moment as symbiote Peter Parker. Because I feel like if you put the symbiote suit Peter Parker on, he has to be very aggressive. You know what I mean? You can't just have him like Tobey Maguire in the third one being a dick.
Right.
You know what I mean? You gotta have some kind of like Wolverine-esque type of rage, I think. So
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
Mhm.
be interesting.
No, I can see. Yeah, that probably happened if they were to use the black suit anytime soon. It'll probably be in Secret Wars.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I would hope so.
What's up, Jermaine? Jermaine saying what's up. I think he just
What
flew
up,
in from the
Proper?
Philippines.
What up?
What's up?
Yo, so I'll say the movie I'm looking forward to is I have to say Mufasa because I don't know what the fuck the movie's about. You know what I mean?
Isn't that the fucking?
Like, what rags to riches story did Mufasa have that I don't know about?
You know what would be gangster if it's just like him taking out all the other lions to be the boss, to be the king of the jungle. Like, yo, he's just going out.
Back and
Like,
Scar up, you know?
yeah, it's just like
being a
fucking
bully.
Godfather style, taking out the rivals and
No,
shit.
it's the Jungle Book. It's the live action Jungle Book. No, I'm kidding.
That'd be badass. So,
He's like, I'm the king now.
yeah, we're eating good for the next 2 years, 3 years of movies, guys. So
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be good to have you guys back on, recap about these movies. It's always a good
man.
time.
Yeah, anytime, bro. We love coming on here, man. It's always a good
Always.
time.
Hell yeah!
Oh,
Where
yeah.
can we find you outside the cave, boys?
Sure, man. You can find us on Facebook at Pulling These Podcasts. Social media is TikTok, Instagram is at Pulling These. What else? Yeah, we try to do a podcast episode every 2 weeks when we have a chance. We've just been real busy right now, but we're on Spotify, most podcast apps. So we're out here. We're dropping a new episode this week, reviewing Deadpool actually. So this be like a nice companion piece for that. So yeah, you could, whatever you listen to your podcast, we're on that at Pulling D's. So check us out on there.
Pulling D's at Pornhub. Don't forget that.
Hell yeah. For that side money, we do a little
Man.
Pulling D's after dark type stuff on there.
Yeah. Elmer has some crazy dances in that site. You guys got to check it out.
Yo, hold up. Are you guys for real?
No.
Oh man, I was about to give you guys so much fucking.
Yeah.
We're about to drop the OnlyFans on y'all right
Yo,
now.
Look it up, man.
Just upload the podcast on Pornhub, bro. Give them something to fucking.
I was like, I came across that. It says Logan fans only. Is that the handle? Freddy's
you go.
only fans.
Oh, man.
That's why he's just wearing a Wolverine mask in that one.
Yeah.
That's so
I'm only wearing Wolverine claws.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah, he
That's
goes
like
harder
hentai.
than adamantium, boys.
Oh, yeah. Unbreakable.
Well, shit, man. It's always a good time having you guys on. We talk about a lot of crazy shit here, so it's nice to just spitball about comics. We love comics, pop culture, and everything in between, man. So we really appreciate you guys, your presence, and your camaraderie, guys. So Pulling These pod. Make sure you guys
Hell
check
yeah.
them out. Spotify. You guys have a YouTube channel as well.
Oh yeah, we have a YouTube channel. Check us out on there.
Dope.
Not just
Got another
Pornhub.
video coming out on that, doing some comic reviews on YouTube. So check it out. More stuff coming, guys. We're just taking our time with it.
Fuck yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And check us out at cave.com, K4V3.com. Got Q, got me, got Pulling These. See you guys. Peace.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having us, man. Have a good
Yeah.
night, fellas.
Good night, boys.
Hell yeah.
Hey, yo, anytime you want to survive this or you want to come on, just let us know, all right?
Yeah.
Oh, post-credit
Absolutely.
scene. Post-credit scene. All right.
Where's
Pulling
Thanos?
These cave. Peace out, guys.
right.
Peace out, man.
Later, guys.
Hell yeah, man.